4 books that blew my mind. Oddly enough, 2 of them have sheep and are not Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Hi, I'm Michael Everts, and this is Fit to be Read. A great anticipation when opening a science fiction book is the potential to read something that blows your mind. If you're a Philip K. Dick fan and you got your hopes up when I said sheep, fear not. The first book that I'm going to talk about is The 3 Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch. The Sheepless 3 Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch was written by Philip K. Dick and published in 1965. This is my Italian copy. I used to read and speak a little Italian. There are a number of Dick novels that I could throw onto this list, but I went with Stigmata because the experience plays with your mind throughout, and upon finishing the book, the atmosphere around me just felt surreal, like a dream, but a dream that's empty, and I couldn't stop replaying certain moments from the book in my head, trying to organize them and make sense of each character and decipher the meaning. Because of climate change, the earth is just too hot to bear. There are too many people and too few resources. The only solution, besides trying to fit everybody with climate-controlled suits, is to start shipping people off-world. That's exactly what happens. The UN starts drafting people and shipping them off to Mars and elsewhere. Surprise, surprise, these environments also suck, and everybody's just going to have to be miserable. The setting evokes some Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep atmosphere vibes. With Philip K. Dick, where do you go when everything sucks? In Android's Dream, you've got empathy boxes and tech-based religion mercerism and tech-enhanced emotional responses, and indirectly, android animals. In Stigmata, not unlike Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep and a lot of other Dick work, you get more pseudo-religion and, yes, drugs. Colonists living in horrible environments lean heavily into the drug Candy and escape into their hallucinations. If you read this book, you'll discover how they use the Perky Pat doll to live out virtual experiences in simulated realities. These hallucinations and experiences inspire religious cults to spring up, and we haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet. Enter Palmer Eldritch. He's a mysterious guy who's been away for a while, far away, like Pluto far, and then some. He returns, and he's slinging a new drug, Chew-Z. By most measures, Chew-Z blows Candy out of the water. Without telling you the whole story, let's just say that Chew-Z takes hallucinations and reality to a whole different level. What's so mind-blowing is that Dick's ability to blur the lines between religion, drugs, and hallucination, and reality. You'll spend much of the book questioning if a character is experiencing reality or still in a hallucination. You'll question if a character is even their own selves, and if they aren't, then who are they? Is Palmer Eldritch Palmer Eldritch? Is he a god? Is a god him? Is he traveling in time, or is it all just a hallucination? The Sheep Look Up by Brunner, published in 1972, is a book that I read as a teenager or young adult, and I completely forgot about it until recently. I almost wonder if my mind just suppressed it because it was such a profound experience. This book is dark, its outlook on humanity is dark, it's scary, and for half of the book, it didn't hit me visceral because its prophecy, so to speak, didn't strike me as all that likely to occur. I was a teenager after all, it was the early 90s, and I just wasn't buying in. About halfway through the book, that changed and something clicked, and it planted the seeds of political cynicism in me that have only grown stronger since. In this case, the book blew my mind is really code for this book scared the bejesus out of me. Even if I'm exaggerating, Brunner masterfully presents a world with evil and villains that look really similar to a lot of the things that we're seeing in 2022. The Sheep Look Up is a near-future dystopian novel. Pollution, unchecked corporate greed, rampant consumerism, corrupt politicians all help to paint the tapestry. The pollution isn't just bad, it's really bad. You can't drink the water, acid rain is severe, smog and toxins in the air are so bad that you have to wear gas masks just to go outside. Whole bodies of water, even the Mediterranean Sea, are completely dead. Famine is widespread, war's a fact of life. The government and politicians are just BS. Political spin, one-liners, and talking points is about all that you can get and expect from them. Ignorance and inaction are predictable because any other response would give credibility to the experts who are calling for reactive environmental policy. I recommend this book to those who like dystopian fiction and classic science fiction that can be looked back upon as being prescient in its warning. I more broadly recommend this to anybody who cares about things like the world, our climate, and the Soul of Humanity. Bete by Adam Roberts, published in 2014, is the most recent book to blow my mind. So recent that I'm not even finished reading it yet. I just have a few more pages. I will finish it though before I finish editing my top 210 science fiction books video, because it definitely belongs on that list. Bete is one of those philosophical reads that constantly tug you to fully go down the rabbit hole in examining consciousness and humanity. A cheap one-liner would be to call this Animal Farm on steroids, but it's in those steroids where the good stuff is found. Like Animal Farm, there are talking animals, sheep, lambs, dogs, cats, cows, rats, etc. I much prefer this book as the talking is acceptably explained in science fiction terms. Animals are fitted with microchips that interface with the animal brain and allow for reasoning and speech. Roberts walks a very fine line presenting these enhanced animals, or betas, for the reader to question how much of the animal's character's words are coming from the chip versus from their authentic selves. We also question, what does it mean if an animal can talk? Can we still eat burgers and chicken nuggets? An eventual conflict in the book arises when humanity, originally with a majority in favor of chipping animals and protecting them and bestowing all types of rights and protections, begin to have second thoughts. That's going to have to be enough to whet your appetite. Read this book for the experience of questioning what consciousness is, what it means to be human, and how significant a part of existence is the physical body that you inhabit. Death's End by Cixin Liu blew my mind last year when I read it. Death's End, published in 2010 and translated to English in either 2015 or 2016, is the third book of the Remembrance of Earth's Past trilogy. It's a completely different experience than the first book of that series, The Three-Body Problem. Quick setup, starting with book 1, astronomers in China make a first communication with an alien race, the Trisolarans. The Trisolarans have a real crisis on their homeworld because at various times, one or more of the 3 local suns or stars are way too close, and all the inhabitants need to dehydrate into husks, put themselves in storage until the planet is habitable again, and they can rehydrate and continue to advance their society. Book 2 and 3 explore what first contact looks like between the Trisolarans and the Earth and the aftermath of that. There is space opera, political posturing and intrigue, war, interesting advanced alien tech, multi-dimensionality, and more. I'm not giving you too much to go on, but this is the third book of the trilogy, and to share much more, I think will rob you of the great experience of reading all 3 books. Most mind-blowing are presentations of multiple universes, black holes, 2-dimensional space, 4-dimensional space, and representations of time and space in general. The number of new ideas packed into this one book might just be unrivaled in all of modern science fiction. I'm also thinking of 4 more novels that blew my mind, and I'm going to talk about those next month, so make sure that you're set up to get notifications from my channel. Also, comment with your favorite mind-blowing science fiction reads. Thank you for watching. I'm Michael Leverts, and this is Fit to be Read.